Hello, and thank you for your interest in the U.S. Highway 51 Stoughton Road South Corridor study. The following recorded presentation will provide an overview of the study, discuss the current study status, and identify the next steps moving forward. Please consider providing feedback using the online comment form and survey located on the public involvement page of the study website, or by the other methods outlined at the end of this presentation. The presentation will begin by providing a general overview of the Stoughton Road South study and the existing conditions on the corridor. Then the draft study purpose and identified corridor needs will be discussed. Finally, the study schedule and the next steps moving forward will be outlined. It is important to note that this is a corridor study, and the Wisconsin DOT does not have any construction projects associated with the US Highway 51 Stoughton Road South study scheduled at this time. The Stoughton Road South Corridor extends 4.7 miles from Voges Road and Terminal Drive in the village of McFarland to just south of Highway 30 in the city of Madison. The corridor is also adjacent to the city of Monona and the town of Blooming Grove. Stoughton Road is an important roadway for statewide, regional, and local travel, and it is a primary north-south route through the east side of the city of Madison, providing access to commercial businesses and neighborhoods. The existing corridor can be split into three sections based on the look and feel of Stoughton Road in each area. The north section acts as a freeway with 2 to 3 travel lanes in each direction and interchanges at Milwaukee Street and Cottage Grove Road, where Stoughton Road traffic does not have to stop. The speed limit in this section varies from 45 miles per hour to 55 miles per hour. The central section has 2 lanes in each direction and signalized intersections at Buckeye Road and Flom Road. Two-way frontage roads on both sides of Stoughton Road provide access to businesses in this area. The speed limit in this section of Stoughton Road is 55 miles per hour. The speed limit along the frontage roads is 25 miles per hour. The south section has 2 to 3 lanes in each direction and has several tightly spaced signalized intersections at Broadway, the Beltline, and Voges Road. The speed limit in this section is 45 miles per hour. The roadway characteristics of each section will be considered when improvement alternatives are developed throughout the corridor. Stoughton Road is a primary north-south road on the east side of Madison, providing access to businesses, residences, and schools. Dense development, including commercial businesses, industrial businesses, and neighborhoods, makes it both a vital corridor for people that live and work in the surrounding area, while also acting as a barrier between the neighborhoods on either side. There are currently limited crossings of Stoughton Road, making it difficult for bicyclists, pedestrians, and vehicles to travel east-west. Each of the icons shown on this slide were evaluated to understand the current conditions and the changes anticipated to occur through the year 2050 if no improvements were made to the corridor. These evaluations allow the study team to better understand the characteristics of the corridor, the issues that already exist today, and what issues are anticipated to exist in the future. The study purpose and corridor needs identified as part of the study will be based on the results of these evaluations. Every study develops a purpose statement to summarize the objectives of the study and the needs it will address. The draft purpose of the US Highway 51 South study is to improve safety and mobility for all modes of travel and enhance community cohesion while considering local community plans and goals for the corridor. The existing conditions evaluation resulted in the identification of 3 primary needs that should be addressed by the study. They include safety issues, especially at intersections and for bicycles and pedestrians, inadequate mobility. Poor operations result in long backups along US Highway 51 and the side roads, and poor connectivity. Stoughton Road can act as a barrier with limited east-west crossings. These needs, with input from the public, will drive the development and refinement of the improvement alternatives considered during the study and will also be a key factor in the selection of a preferred construction alternative. Each of these needs will be discussed in more detail on the following slides, starting with safety. Over 1,200 crashes occurred along the Stoughton Road South Corridor during the 5-year analysis period from 2017 through 2021, 83% of which occurred at intersections. Every intersection from the Beltline to Buckeye Road has a large number of crashes, resulting in a crash rate over 2 times the statewide average for similar roadways. More than half of the crashes were rear-end crashes, which is common for heavily congested corridors. A high number of rear-end crashes occurred in the southbound direction at Buckeye Road, which can be associated with the transition from the freeway section to the north to the signalized intersections. The City of Madison develops a list of the top 30 intersections with the most crashes for each calendar year. Several intersections along the Stoughton Road South Corridor are included in the top 30 list each year. The Buckeye Road intersection is consistently one of the highest crash locations and was either first or second from 2019 to 2021. The Broadway intersection was also in the top 10 from 2019 to 2021, and Flom Road and the Beltline have also made the list. Another aspect of safety is bicycle and pedestrian safety. Bus routes, shared use paths such as the Capital City Trail, schools, neighborhoods, and businesses all bring multimodal traffic to Stoughton Road. Most of the east-west crossings of Stoughton Road have sidewalks, but there are limited multimodal facilities in the north-south direction, making it less safe for bicyclists and pedestrians to travel along Stoughton Road. The lack of facilities can also discourage multimodal travel throughout the corridor. Even though most of the east-west crossings have sidewalks, these crossings are considered high stress for bicyclists and pedestrians due to the high traffic volumes and high vehicle speeds on the corridor. The only low-stress crossing of the Stoughton Road South Corridor is at the Portland Parkway Bicycle and Pedestrian Overpass shown in green. During the 5-year crash analysis period from 2017 to 2021, there were 5 bicycle crashes and 5 pedestrian crashes, with the majority occurring at an intersection. 2 of the pedestrian crashes resulted in a fatality. Moving on to corridor mobility. Traffic volumes and operations were evaluated under existing conditions for the year 2022 and in future year 2050, assuming no improvements were made to the corridor. Existing volumes range from 34,000 to 48,000 vehicles per day. Traffic volumes are expected to increase to 41,000 to 59,000 vehicles per day by the year 2050, which is an average of about 0.8% growth per year. The Stoughton Road intersections between the Beltline and Buckeye Road are currently experiencing poor traffic operations, as well as the Flom Road and East Frontage Road intersection. Congestion throughout the corridor is expected to increase, and it is anticipated that 4 additional intersections will have poor traffic operations in the future, including Voges Road, the Flom Road and West Frontage Road intersection, and the Milwaukee Street Interchange Ramp intersections. Vehicle backups are one of the concerns associated with poor traffic operations. Long backups along Stoughton Road are occurring today at both the Buckeye Road and Flom Road intersections. In addition, vehicles along northbound Stoughton Road already back up from Broadway to the westbound Beltline ramp intersection. In the future, backups in these locations are expected to be worse, with the Broadway intersection backups extending through the eastbound Beltline ramp intersection. In addition, the Beltline intersections and the Voges Road Terminal Drive intersection are also anticipated to experience excessive backups. These backups in the northbound and southbound direction are expected to reach up to a half-mile long in the future if no improvements are made. This could cause an increase in rear-end crashes due to drivers not anticipating stop traffic so far in advance of an intersection. Vehicle backups are also occurring along the side roads. Backups along both Buckeye Road and Flom Road consistently block the adjacent frontage road intersections. This makes it challenging for vehicles to turn onto or off of the frontage roads, which can result in safety concerns. Backups along the eastbound Beltline off-ramp reach the Beltline main line during the morning rush hour today. This is expected to get worse in the future, resulting in more frequent backups onto the Beltline. Broadway also experiences backups associated with a westbound left turn movement that extends out of the turn lane. In the future, these backups will be much longer and are expected to block adjacent intersections. Finally, connectivity needs will be discussed. Dense and diverse development lines the Stoughton Road corridor, resulting in people who live, work, or go to school on one side wanting to reach a destination on the other side. While this occurs throughout the corridor, this is most noticeable in the area from Buckeye Road to Flom Road. The area between Buckeye Road and Flom Road has residences, businesses, and high school students on the west side of Stoughton Road that may want to visit one of the restaurants or other establishments on the east side, as well as residents on the east side that may need to get to the schools on the west side. Stoughton Road can act as a barrier for these trips, limiting where people can cross to a few existing heavily traveled intersections. A high-level study schedule is shown on this slide. The study purpose and need is currently being developed. The alternatives development process will begin later this year and extend into early 2024, starting with brainstorming high-level concepts that could address the corridor needs and then identifying which concepts should be carried forward for more detailed evaluation. Towards the end of 2024 and into early 2025, the preliminary range of alternatives will be refined based on input received from stakeholders. A preferred construction alternative for the corridor will be identified later in 2025. The study is anticipated to be completed in the fall of 2025. There will be several public involvement meetings held at various times throughout the study to provide updates and receive feedback. Once the study is completed, the project would then be eligible to be approved for final design and construction. If that occurs, the earliest that construction of a preferred alternative is anticipated to occur is the late 2020s. Once public feedback has been received on the draft purpose and need, the next step in the study process will involve brainstorming conceptual alternatives that could address the corridor needs. The conceptual alternatives will consider a full range of possibilities for what the corridor could look like in the future. The concepts will take into account several different design considerations, such as the intersection type, speed limits, access changes, and multimodal accommodations. The Wisconsin DOT is currently conducting several corridor studies and projects near the Stoughton Road South Study area. There are 4 major studies or design projects shown on the map that will require coordination to ensure compatibility between the recommended improvements. More information about each of these studies and design projects can be found on the Wisconsin DOT Southwest Region Highway Projects and Studies website. We want to hear from you. Please consider providing feedback regarding the US Highway 51 Stoughton Road South Corridor, the proposed study purpose, and the corridor needs identified in this presentation. Let us know if there are any additional corridor needs or areas of concern that were not mentioned. The feedback received will be used to help finalize the study purpose and need and identify what types of improvements should be considered. There is an online comment form and survey that are available to provide input on the study. Scan the QR code on the slide to access the public involvement page of the study website and click on the online comment form and survey links. You may also contact Wisconsin DOT Project Manager Jeff Behrens with any questions or comments you may have. Please complete the online survey and submit any comments by Sunday, August 20th, 2023. Thank you for viewing this presentation. We appreciate your interest in the US Highway 51 Stoughton Road South study, and we look forward to receiving your input as we continue the study process.